Dear students, in the last class we have studied about the nuclear reactions and nuclear fission. So, the nuclear fission is a process where heavy nuclei splits into the two lighter nuclei with the evolution of the few neutrons and also the tremendous amount of energy. There I have given an example that when uranium-235 is bombarded with a thermal neutron, we get the barium and krypton. So with the evolution of 3 neutrons and the tremendous amount of energy. If this energy is utilized for the peaceful purposes, then this nuclear fission is used for the production of electricity. If the nuclear fission reaction, now it is called a controlled nuclear fission reaction. If this nuclear fission reaction is not controlled, then this process is used in making atom bombs. This we have studied in the last class. So today we take how this nuclear fission reaction is controlled and where it is controlled and how it is controlled. This nuclear fission reaction is controlled in a device called the nuclear reactor. So I have shown the diagram of the nuclear reactor, how it looks. The nuclear reactor is a device that permits a controlled chain reaction of nuclear fission. The heat produced in the nuclear reactor is used to produce steam to drive a turbine connected to an electric generator. These reactors are called power reactors. The reactors used for research purposes and production of isotopes are called research reactors. All nuclear reactors have reactor core, nuclear fuel, moderator, coolant, control rods and radiation shields. So, what I have explained here is there are two types of nuclear reactors. One is a power reactor which generates electricity. Another one is the research reactors which are used for the production of isotopes and for the research. In India, all the research reactors are situated in Bhabha Atomic Research Center known as the BARC, that is in Mumbai. And we have many power reactors in India that we learn subsequently in this class. So as I have said, basically the nuclear reactor is having a reactor core. These are the reactors. So it is having a well shielded the aspects. So it looks very big, but inside a core will be having about 20 by 20 the square feet area. But for the cover, it looks very big. So these are the areas where they produce the heat liberated during the reaction is converted into the steam, and that steam is used for the production of the energy, that is to rotate the turbine, and excess steam will be given out. So this is a general diagram of the nuclear reactor. Now let us take the reactor core. Reactor core is the assembly of nuclear reactor component wherein controlled nuclear reaction is carried out. So this is the ray diagram of a nuclear reactor. In this nuclear reactor, so we have this is the reactor core. In this, the reactor core, so we have the surrounding a concrete chamber. So it is surrounded by a concrete chamber, so to avoid the radiations coming out from the system. Then this reactor core, inside we have graphite core, that is called the moderators. So the moderators are placed, the graphite cores are there, and the fuel, uranium fuel is there here. So these are the uranium fuel rods. And surrounding to this you have the control rods. So the black one, these are the control rods which are made up of the boron. Now you have inside a steel vessel. The reactor core is made up of a steel vessel. In this vessel, all these things are there. You have a liquid sodium that is circulating inside. So that is known as hot sodium. The liquid sodium is circulated inside to remove the heat that is generated in the reactor core. This liquid sodium is passed like this, and it gives out the heat to this, and this heat, it converts the steam into, the water into the steam, and that steam rotates the turbine, and this rotation is connected to the generator. So that's how the electricity is generated. So this is a very, very basic principle involved in any nuclear reactor. Now let us study these things, the various parts of the nuclear reactor, one by one. Here, this is also another nuclear reactor overview in the similar way I have shown here. So this is a reactor core. So this is the reactor core. So inside it is covered with the concrete walls. Okay, that is a confinement shell, the concrete walls. Then you have a reactor core here. So these reactor core have the control rods, and the heat that is produced in this reactor core is taken out, and this is passed into another chamber. This chamber produces the steam, and that steam is connected to the turbine. So the turbine rotates, and the water gets cooled, is once again circulated, and the electricity is generated due to the rotation of the turbine connected to the electric generator. So in all the nuclear reactors, here also I have shown the various other nuclear reactors parts. All these, the principle is the same. Now, the heat liberated in the reactor core is used to produce electricity. Now coming to the another part, that is nuclear fuel. Nuclear fuel is the fissionable material used in the reactor to produce energy. In a nuclear power plants, enriched uranium-235 is used as a fuel. Natural uranium has only 0.72% uranium-235 and the rest being uranium-238, which is not a fissionable material. Hence, this uranium-238 is to be concentrated to make the enriched uranium-235 up to 3% in natural uranium, which is now called enriched uranium-235. Uranium-238 is not a fissionable material. the fuel in the form of their dioxide, that is uranium dioxide, is fabricated as strips or pellets or rods and clad with aluminium or zirconium or steel alloys. The other nuclear fuels are uranium-233 and plutonium-239. This uranium-233 and plutonium-239 are used in breeder reactors, so that we study subsequently. The other part is the moderator, which is very important one. Moderator is a substance that slows down the speed of neutrons. It is necessary to slow down the speed of the neutrons to thermal energies to sustain the fission chain reaction. Graphite, beryllium, water and heavy water. Heavy water is nothing but it is deuterium oxide, are used as common moderators. Coming to the third part, one more, the coolant. Coolant is a substance which is circulated through the nuclear reactor to take away the heat generated during fission. I think the students, you can understand the meanings of these statements. Liquid sodium, water, heavy water and certain organic liquids are used as coolants. Water and heavy water can serve the dual purpose of a moderator and coolant. They require pressurization because of their low boiling point. When we increase the pressure, the boiling point also increases. Coming to the next part, that is control rods. Control rods are cylindrical rods that absorbs neutrons to control chain reaction. These are made up of either cadmium or boron. The function of control rods is to allow the fission to proceed at steady state. If the control rods are more deeply inserted into the fuel, it absorbs more neutrons so that the nuclear chain reaction stops. If the control rods are less deeply inserted into the fuel, it absorbs less neutrons so that the nuclear chain reaction may go out of the control. Most reactors have two sets of control rods. One is regulating rods for routine control and number two is safety rods for emergency shutdown. Lastly, we have radiation shield. The nuclear reactor is surrounded with a shield to absorb gamma rays, neutrons and any other radiation which are extremely harmful to human beings. There are two types of radiation shields. One is thermal shield, another one is biological shield. The thermal shield consists of 60 centimeter thick iron or steel covering very close to the core. It protects the walls of the reactor from the radiation damage and reflects the entire neutrons back to the core. The thermal shield is cooled by circulating water around it. These thermal shields are also cooled. We have a circulating system there. The next one is the biological shield. Biological shield consists of many thick of high density concrete wall. So generally it is many centimeters of high density concrete walls. It surrounds the thermal shield and protects the people from radiation damage. Heat exchanger transfers heat evolved in the nuclear reactor to a boiler which converts water into steam. The steam rotates the turbine and generates electricity. So this is how a nuclear reactor it works. So the students, the examination, they may ask about the diagram, the ray diagram of a nuclear reactor and also the explanation of the nuclear reactor. Now coming to there is another reactors called the breeder reactors. The reactor, the word itself, the breeder means it breeds, it generates the fuel. The reactor where more fissionable material is produced than what it is consumed is called breeder reactor. Breed means it breeds, it produces the fissionable material. That is the reactor where more fissionable material is produced than what it is consumed is called the breeder reactor. In a breeder reactor, the fuel consists of plutonium-239 or uranium-235 in the form of their oxides surrounded by uranium-238. In breeder reactors, no moderator is needed. The neutrons produced are partly absorbed by uranium-238 and partly for fission of uranium-235. So here the reactions are shown. The secondary fuel, that is plutonium-239, is formed from uranium-238. So that is, the fuel is, we have to take uranium-235 and uranium-238. So from the uranium-235, the neutrons are produced and also the energies we get. And the neutrons, which are the fast neutrons that are produced, so these, they hit into the uranium-238 and turns to uranium-239, and this further, its half-life is very short, it further emits the beta particle and forms Neptunium-239, which further emits the beta particle to form plutonium-239. This plutonium is a nuclear fissionable material. So that's why this plutonium-239 is produced in this nuclear reactor, which is a fissionable material. Similarly, this fissionable material is also produced in a nuclear reactor where the thorium is used along with uranium-235. So uranium-235 on fissions, we get the fast moving neutrons, and these fast moving neutrons, they attack the thorium-232 and turns to thorium-233, which further emits a beta particle to form protoactinium-233, which further emits the beta particle to form uranium-233. So these uranium-233 and plutonium-239 are the fissionable materials. So hence the reactors where these things are produced are called the breeder reactors. The disadvantages of the breeder reactors. Plutonium-239 is highly radioactive and highly toxic. The another disadvantage, the radiation emitted by plutonium causes cancer. Plutonium-239 is used for nuclear weapons. Water cannot be used as coolant because of high temperature that is produced during the reaction. Liquid sodium needs to be used, which requires greater care in handling. Therefore, breeder reactor is not in demand due to above drawbacks and technological drawbacks. Yes, here I have shown how a nuclear reactor. So this is the nuclear reactor that is present in India. So in this nuclear reactor, this is the nuclear reactor cores. So from the reactor core, so there is a generation of electricity and excess steam is given out from here. So these are the beautiful place. Nearby our place, the Kaiga is, we have a nuclear reactor, so that produces electricity. So this is the another nuclear reactor in India. So this is the nuclear power plant of India. So another. So this is very near to our place, that is the Kaiga. Now let us study about the nuclear reactors in India. In India we have a power reactors. So the nearby our place is the Kaiga, so which is there in Karnataka, and it produces around 660 megawatts of electricity. So like this we have the Kakrapar, Kalpakam, Narora, and the Tarapur, so Ravabhatra. So these are the various places, and in total around 4,560 megawatts of electricity is produced. So this is another the nuclear reactors in India, which includes both the research reactors and the power reactors. So for the first time in India, in 1956, a research reactor was developed in Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Mumbai, and they call that nuclear reactor as Apsara. This reactor is like a swimming pool type. Enriched uranium is used as a fuel. The coolant water is used as a coolant as well as moderator, and cadmium rods are used as control rods, and the aluminium is used as cladding. And this is the first research reactor produced in India or in BARC. So for the research purpose and production of isotopes. The next, in 1960, another research reactor known as the CIRUS reactor was established once again in BARC. So about the details is given here. It is also used for the production of isotopes. In 1961, the Jarlina. So all these Apsara, CIRUS, Jarlina. Then we have Purnima 1. So then we have Purnima 2. All these research reactors are situated in Bhabha Atomic Research Center. Then also we have at that time the first Tarapur Atomic Power Project established in 1969. So where it is a boiling water type of a nuclear reactor. Enriched uranium is used as a fuel. So water is used as a coolant as well as moderator. The cadmium rods are used as control rods. Zinc and aluminum claddings are used. And this is the first nuclear reactor in India to produce power. After that, we have the various nuclear reactors. Yes, here also I have shown the similar in another way. So Apsara, Cyrus, Dhruva, Kamini, Purnima 1, Purnima 2, Jarlina, they're all, the names are given. Once again, how much energy they produced, for what purpose they use, all the things are given in this slide. Yes. So this is another slide. So showing the various nuclear reactors and the production capacities. So these are to be establishing now. So these plants are establishing and they're supposed to start when they are expected to commission or start. That is also given in this table. That is Kakrapar in Gujarat produces 700 megawatts. Kakrapar, that is also in Gujarat, so which also produces 700. So we have Rawat Bhata in Rajasthan, so 700 plus 700, which may start from March 2022 and 2023. So Kudankulam in Tamil Nadu, 1000 each, and which may expected to start in 2023. And also we have one more Kalpakam in Tamil Nadu, about 500 megawatts capacity, expected to start December 2021. So these are the nuclear reactors expected to start in future in India. So this is one more table. So the various nuclear reactors, how much the electricity they produce, and at present, so we have about 19 units and which produces 17,250 megawatts. So this is a diagram in India where these nuclear reactors are situated. That is nuclear power plants. So all research reactors are situated only in one place, that is Bhabha Atomic Research Center. So this is the India planning huge increase in nuclear power. Yes, dear students, so we have studied about the nuclear reactors. So in this nuclear reactors, how the nuclear reactor it works, and the breeder reactor and research reactors are the two types, and lastly we have studied about the various power reactors in India and also the names of the research reactors in India. Thank you.